Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we're in the shop today. Today we'll be heading out to the Silverado shortly. I have a little piece of paper we need to go over real quick, and then we'll get to that. But yeah, so today's video is going to be another recall update. I like to keep you guys up to date on any recalls that happen on my Silverado. I've had the truck for just over 2 years, like 2 years and a month, so I've put roughly 15,000 miles on it. Maybe it's 14,000 miles, whatever it was. But yeah, so I like to keep you guys up to date. And today's video is actually going to be about the radio. Apparently there is a update that has to be done at the dealership. And basically what I've read is that people have not been getting over-the-air updates, or if they have, it's been programmed wrong and it's actually killing batteries in the truck. So far I haven't had an update in months. Like, it's been quite a long time since I've had any over-the-air updates. Like, I've had to sit there and let the truck update. That hasn't happened in a really long time. And I have the recall number. It is N242-43-5631. And I'll show you a screen cap here of an email that I was sent. Now, the email does not say it was a recall. It says a complimentary service. But I went into the Chevrolet website, and it has, if you log in and it has your truck registered, it will show you what are open recalls and what are closed recalls. Clicked on the open tab, and this number that I just gave you says that it is open. So I'll be taking the truck in on Wednesday, and they should be doing this radio update. But there's also perhaps a secondary fix that they're going to be doing, and that is actually going to be updating the radio startup splash. You guys will know that we had the gauge cluster fixed a while ago to where it says ZR2. Well, there is a Chevrolet dirt mode kind of animation for the center console. We will show that here in a second, but I heard that also gets put in and installed as well. So I will make sure that I specify if they do have that animation available, I do want it. So, all right, there is the ZR2 logo. Radio is now doing the electricity mode that I've heard people have talked about. But yeah, this should be getting updated to something like the dirt logo that's over on the gauge cluster. So that is the first thing I wanted to point out. Now, I can't guarantee that this recall will install that update. I just happened to see a post in one of the Facebook groups that the guy went in, got this recall updated, and he was actually complaining that they got rid of the golden Chevrolet logo and replaced it with some dirt model. So kind of funny what people will complain about, but I actually want that update because, you know, this is a ZR2 model and it'll match what the gauge cluster says. So let's go ahead, fire the truck up, and we will get to the radio version. So if we go to, I believe it's options, might be my Chevrolet. That's interesting. So we were just talking about that. I hadn't seen this, but as you guys can see, this just popped up when I went to the My Chevrolet, click the view recalls. That's that number we were just telling you about, 242-43-5631. We can view it. May have a condition where the battery is at risk for a drain following an over-the-air update. It's kind of what we were just talking about. Sit back. Let's go to settings. Let's go to all the way down. I believe it's going to be system. So we're on version 10. I'm not sure if you guys can read that. It says Android version 10. It was last updated March 2022. That kind of makes sense. And then the build number right here does say user 10. Basically this W, I think that's what we want to pay attention. So it's W164. I believe that will get updated when they update the gateway. And so yeah, that's kind of the main update I wanted to go over at the beginning of this video, was show you the version number that's currently in the truck, when it was last updated. Obviously it hasn't been since 2023, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we will head to the dealership on Wednesday. We will pick this back up. Hopefully we have that new animation, the dirt, let's call it the dirt animation. And actually I do have one more recall to take care of, and that is the paint on the hood. I have an issue with that. And also I have some hail damage. I don't think you guys will have seen that video, but I'm also going to ask about that. All right, guys, we finally got the truck back from the dealership. It's been gone for, it was gone for 2.5 weeks, then it was gone for another week after that, so almost a month for the recall as well as the radio update. Good news and bad news. Good news, we got the recall done. Bad news, they were not able to do that screen with the mud on the Chevy logo. They weren't able to do that. The tech tried to update the radio. I went into it and I was able to see that he did update it, but it was not picking up the image. He had the file, he was trying to load it manually is what he was telling me, and every time he tried it, it said it worked, but as soon as you start the truck, it wasn't gonna work. So I don't know, maybe there's something different between the 2022 and the 23 or 24, or even now the 25 trucks. You know, so for whatever reason, we can't get that radio update. Not a bigger deal. I'm just kind of ticked that it took them a month to figure this out. And honestly, guys, most of that time was just the truck sitting at the dealership. They replaced the radio. They bought a new radio. Well, that radio took 2.5 weeks to ship. They didn't tell me, and I called for updates every couple of days. It's not like I was hassling these guys. And yeah, so they basically held my truck for no reason. And finally, I got a hold of the manager. I said, hey, you've had my truck for almost 3 weeks for this recall and radio update. And the manager said he would look into it, and basically he said that we were waiting for a radio. I was like, so the truck's drivable and everything will work, right? He's like, yeah, we're just waiting for a radio. So we came back from a vacation. I picked the truck up, drove it around for another week, and then they finally called me on Friday. They said that the radio was in, so I dropped the truck off the following Monday, and then they had it for another week. I didn't pick it up until that Friday, so they had it for 4.5 days. So yeah, basically we have a new radio, we have that recall update, and we don't have the updated animation. So as you guys can see, we have the ZR2 and the lightning, electricity, what do you want to call it, startup animation on the radio, but that was updated a while ago. All right, so I went into the radio, the options, and you guys can see the build number. This is the latest version it's on. It's that W123. I think we were on like W167, and if you go back, I think that was from like 2 years ago. So it's on version 12, model info, GM info 37. But yeah, so it's on the latest and greatest that we can get. I will tell you one thing that I noticed is different and has been updated. If you guys go to the cameras while you're in gear, so you know you're in drive, currently we're in park, but if you are driving, the camera is no longer timeout. And the one thing I just saw, if you guys click the cargo view, so basically the bed, these lamps turn on. I do not have them turn on. So if you guys see that right there, that little orange light, that was glowing. Now if you turn that back off, go to a different view, that light is no longer glowing. So it looks like when you turn the cargo lamp on, I'm gonna actually press the button, you should see that illuminate. Yeah, you guys see that? That's cool. That is a new update that we previously did not have, that the cargo lamps turn on. Those have never done that before. So yeah, that's the basic updates. Is we updated the radio, we got a new radio, and then they also did the recall. I'm just gonna lay it out, guys. If you guys have a 22 or 23 that doesn't have that startup animation, I wouldn't waste your time trying to get that done, because all it did was cost me a month without my truck, and it wasn't worth it. They did all this work, they replaced the radio. You know, they had my truck for multiple weeks without telling me. That was the other thing. They kind of had piss poor customer service. Basically, communication is, I would call, they'd take a voicemail, they'd not call me back. I never spoke to anyone live. They would always transfer me to like the central operator, then I get transferred into service. So just a real piss poor experience all the way around. So I guess the only good thing of this whole thing was I have a new radio, I have the latest version, and the cargo lamps turn on when you hit the cargo camera button. Is that worth a month without my truck? Probably not, and I don't think I've seen anyone have actually a successful update of the radio. One guy said that he did. I took his information down, I gave it to the guy. He said he tried it, he couldn't get it to work, so I don't know. Maybe I go to a different dealership and try to get this done, but you know, I've already had the radio replaced under warranty, so I don't know. It just doesn't seem to be worth it. And my body guy, Tim, has the same truck that I do. I think he's got a 22 or 23 ZR2 with the technology package. And I basically told him, I said, you know what, man, don't bother with the radio updates. Just do the recall and take your truck back, because you know you don't want them to have your truck for a month. So with that being said, we have a ton of truck projects coming up. I'm going to be releasing a video next week, starting a new series, and guys, you're going to really want to see it. It's going to be pretty awesome. And I'm going to flash something real quick. If you guys caught that, I don't know if you did, but yes, we've got a real huge project and build series coming up for the truck. So yeah, if you guys want to check out that new project, we got a bunch of other stuff coming up too. We've got Corvette updates, we've got tool updates, storage updates, shop updates, and a whole bunch of truck stuff. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notification. If you guys want to help support the channel, I didn't really use anything in this week's video, so I don't have anything to really link down below, but do make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. You know, we have a bunch of new ZR2 merch. Check all that out. We've got t-shirts, stickers, coffee cups, sweatshirts, all that stuff. Check that down below, and that's going to be it. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.